Page 41, the Shishi, the sixth Aliyah for Tzav. Chabez Vayakir Sa'ala Sheni Ela Miluyim. He then brought near the second ram. V'yismuch Aaron Avana V'Sideim Aresh Oyol. And they, Aaron and his sons, they rested their hands Aresh Oyol on the head of the ram. El HaMiluyim, the ram of consummation. Here, the word El HaShlamim is equivalent to the term Shlamim, the ram of completion, because this Shalem means complete, whole. Through this ram, they completed the induction of the Kohanim into the priesthood. Chav Gimel Vayish. Oh, it's a Shalshalas. Vayishchat, and then Moshe slaughtered. Moshe took from its blood, and he put it on the concha of the right Aaron's right ear. I think over here.
So it's the back right over here. Is that right over here?
I think it's the back outer ridge. And on his right thumb. And his right big toe.
Please thought it was this part over here that they were going to.
I don't think so. I feel we in the past we saw
it. The tip. All right.
You can double check. Look it up. Look up what a concha is. I don't know what that is.
I just looked it up. It says seashell. Like the outer shape there. Looks like.
Moshe then drew Aaron's sons near, and Moshe then gave blood on their right concha, part of their ear, and on their right toe, right thumb, and put the blood of Albayin Ragmanis on the right big toe. Moshe splashed the rest of the blood against the altar all around, probably on the two kitty corners, I think. Okay. What does it say? Either the 2 to 5, the splashing 2 to 5.
I don't think animal rights activists
they wouldn't like this.
Are going to like it.
Yeah.
Things will change.
It's a whole nother world for me.
Things will change.
Yeah. Page 42, Chaf Hey, verse 25. He then took the intestinal fat, the tail, the fat on the innards, the diaphragm, with part of the liver, the two kidneys, and their fat, and the right hind leg. Chavav 26. And he took from the basket that was before Hashem. He took what he take. Lokach chalas matzachas, one matzah loaf, a chalas lechem shem, and one oil loaf. Achas v'rokigech, and one wafer, one flat bread. But yasim al chalam, he put those 3 breads on top of the fats. Al sheikah yamin, on the right hind leg. Okay, chavav. Chalas lechem shem, and one oily loaf. That is the revucha. That is the scalded bread we mentioned earlier, because that had a lot of oil. Why was it called oily bread? Because it had more oil, and the same amount of oil in that one loaf, all the other 3 loaves. When they had oil, they had much less. Combined equaled how much oil is in this one loaf. Kachem Ferish B'Menachis. Chav Ches. Chav Zayin. The Moshe then put everything in Aaron's hands, and on Aaron's son's hands. And then Aaron waved them as a wave offering for Hashem. Moshe then took them off their hands. And then Moshe burnt them up on the altar, and then he took them off their hands and burnt them up on the altar. And then he burned up the altar, burned them up on the altar after the Ola offering. They were consummation offerings, completing offerings, to be a pleasing fragrance, Ishel Hashem, a fire offering for Hashem. Rashi, Vayaktem Mizbecha, he burned them on the altar. Moshe Shimish Kol Shosim Emeluyim B'Chaluk Lavan. Moshe served all the 7 days of inauguration in a white garment. Why are you telling me this now? Tell you that in this case, even Moshe was like dealing with the Kohanim. He was the Kohen here. He was the Kohen Gadol here, and that's why he had white garment like the high priest. So you're wondering, like, what's Moshe's role? He was the equivalent at that time only, those days, of a high priest.
Wow.
With a white garment. Al Ola, after the burnt offering, after. We don't find anywhere the hind leg of a peace offering is offered on the altar except for this one. We don't find a hind leg of a peace offering is offered except for this one. Vayikach Moshe Zechaza. Moshe then took the breast and he failed to Hashem and waved as a wave offering for Hashem, Elam Eluyim, from the ram of completion. Moshe Haya Man Lamana. Moshe got to keep that as his portion from the ram. Kasher Moshe as God commanded Moshe.
That's got to be a very heavy object, a breast of an animal. It could weigh over 100 pounds, and he's waving.
I don't know.